Greetings, this is Freya Ridamentra, half-elven YouTuber. I come to you once again with a D&D reaction. This time not campaign. I recently discovered a YouTube channel called the Dungeon Crashers. You'll find probably the link in the description and stuff, and here's over here. One thing they do is they do reviews of certain uh, subclass, multiclass subclass combos. During the one before this video, I actually made a suggestion. Actually, I'm not sure if it was the one before this or not. In one of the recent videos, I actually made a comment. I'm not sure if anyone else suggested this, but I suggested trying a combo of Circle of the Stars Druid with Life Domain Cleric, and as you can see, that they have done that. So I'm not sure if anyone else did, but I do thank you for doing this, which is why I shall do a reaction to this one. I might review any other review any other subclass combos I do, like ones that I might be interested in. So we might be returning to this. Real quick, I just wanted to show you this. My latest acquisition, a new sword. There's a nice grip here, which you can still like that. Okay. Point's a little broad, but still. Almost has a Middle Earth feel to it. And with that out of the way, all I need to say is that I do not own nor am associated with the Dungeon Crashers YouTube channel or any other online presence that the Dungeon Crashers might have. I'm just right now. I'm just watching because I requested this video. Hang on. Raising volume. Shining Star.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another epic episode of
The Dungeon Crashers.
I'm Guy.
And I'm Sapil. And before we get started, let's hit that like and subscribe button and get that bell on so you don't miss out on any of our great D&D content. This week's build
Hang on, just want to check something. Yep, subscribed.
Was requested by Frenair Remunanentra. They requested a Stars Druid and a Life Domain Cleric build. This was a fun build for me for two reasons. First, I wanted to pick a race that would look cool in the starry form, and second, I just really wanted to make a Stars Druid. For this build, the race is the key. A Centaur would look cool in the starry form, plus it gets a +2 strength and a +1 wisdom. The Elephantine would also look good, and it gets a +2 on Constitution and a +1 on Wisdom. There are many more that would work, but I wanted to pick something that had a little more extra that would help out when we run out of wild shapes. So I went with the Dragonborn, specifically the Amethyst Dragonborn. They get two +1s on 2 abilities and another +1 on an ability of your choice.
Okay, just letting you read that. And I would just like to say, hey, I forget they now have the gem Dragonborns, but
we went with a +1 on Dex and a +2 on Wisdom. You get a 15-foot cone of force that you can do proficiency times a day, dealing a D10 force damage. Dex save for half, and the DC is 8 plus Constitution modifier plus your proficiency bonus. You also get resistance to force damage, and if you want something other than force, there are a lot of other Dragonborns to pick from. You can telepathically communicate with any creature that knows any language within 30 feet. And at 5th level, 1 time a day as a bonus action, you can fly for 1 minute. For the background, we went with something that would work well together with the Amethyst Dragonborn lineage, and Far Traveler does just that. It gives you 2 skills, Insight and Perception, 1 musical instrument or gaming set from your homeland, and 1 additional language. Since you will most likely be the only Dragonborn in the area, people will be very curious about you. That's where the Far Traveler feature comes into play. There are 3 parts to this feature: why are you here, where are you from, and all eyes on you. We recommend you look them up if you want to take this background and set a backstory that fits for your campaign. For ability scores, we use the point-buy system. We put a 10 on strength, since we'll be a caster, then a healer. 13 on dexterity, making it 14 from the racial bonus. 14 on constitution. 12 on intelligence to help with knowledge checks. 14 on wisdom, making it 16 from the racial bonus. This will be our main casting stat and should be as high as you can get it. And 10 on charisma.
Druids.
And at first level, we start off with Druid.
Wisdom.
You select 2 skills from the Druid list, and we took Nature and Religion. Appropriate. You get the Druidic language and spellcasting. You are a prepared caster and compare a number of spells equal to your Wisdom modifier plus Druid level. You get 2 cantrips known and 2 first-level spell slots. For cantrips, take Produce Flame for a ranged spell attack, dealing a d8 of fire damage, and Poison Spray. 1 target within 10 feet must make a con saving throw or take a d12 poison damage. For your first-level spells, take Absorb Elements for a reaction defensive spell, Healing Word for a bonus action 1d4 plus Wisdom modifier heal. Detect Magic is always helpful, and Ice Knife makes a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes a d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of the point where the ice exploded must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. It's one of my favorite spells. For starting gear, we want a scimitar, hide armor, since druids can't wear armor made of metal, and a shield. Second level is where this build gets really fun. At second level Druid, we get our Druid Circle, and we want Circle of Stars. First, you create a star map that can serve as your spellcasting focus. There's a list you can choose from, and we'll take the crystal that projects starry patterns when placed before a light. While holding your star map, you gain guidance as a cantrip. You have Guiding Bolt as a prepared spell that doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare a day, and you can cast it without expending a spell slot proficiency times a day. You regain all expended uses after you finish a long rest. Now we move on to Starry Form. You gain the ability to harness constellations' power to alter your form. As a bonus action, you can expend a use of your Wild Shape feature to take on a starry form rather than transforming into a beast. While in your starry form, you retain your game statistics, but your body becomes luminous. Your joints glimmer like stars, and glowing lines connect them as on a star chart. This form sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. The form lasts for 10 minutes, and it ends early if you dismiss it, no action required, are incapacitated, die, or you use the feature again. Whenever you assume your starry form, choose which of the following constellations glimmers on your body. Your choice gives you certain benefits while in the form. Archer. A constellation of an archer appears on you. When you activate this form, and as a bonus action on your subsequent turns while it lasts, you can make a ranged spell attack, hurling a luminous arrow that targets 1 creature within 60 feet of you. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. And then there's the Chalice. A constellation of a life-giving goblet appears on you. Whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another creature within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. And there's the Dragon. A constellation of a wise dragon appears on you. When you make an intelligence or a wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to main concentration on a spell, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. Second level Druid, we get another spell we can pair, and 1 first level spell slot. And let's take Cure Wounds for now.
Yeah, we'll only be using that for a little bit. At third level, we're going to switch gears and take first level of Cleric. At first level of Cleric, we get our Divine Domain, and we want the Life Domain. You gain proficiency with heavy armor when you take this domain, but since you're a druid, any armor with metal is out, unless you can convince your DM to have heavy armor made out of another material. You get the ability Disciple of Life. Whenever you use a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. For spells, clerics are prepared caster and can prepare a number of cleric spells a day equal to your wisdom modifier plus your cleric level. From the life domain, we get 2 domain spells, Bless and Cure Wounds. They don't count against the spells you can't prepare a day. Now we can replace Cure Wounds that we were preparing on Druid. We get 3 cantrips known and 1 first level spell slot and 2 second level spell slots. For cantrips, take Sacred Flame at dealing 1d8 radiant damage if the target fails on a dexterity saving throw. Toll the Dead, it deals a 1d8 necrotic damage if the target fails on a wisdom saving throw, and it does 1d12 if the target has already taken damage. And Spare the Dying, if you run out of healing spells and a party member drops to 0, or you want to wake up an enemy for information gathering. We get 4 spells we can prepare a day of first level. Take Command. You speak a 1-word command to a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. Next is Bane. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range make a charisma saving throw. Whenever the target fails the saving throw, makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a 1d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. And then we want Inflict Wounds. You make a melee spell attack, on a hit, the target takes 3d10 necrotic damage. Next is Shield of Faith. As a bonus action, you cast a shimmering field that appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to armor class for the duration. 4th level will be 2nd level of Cleric. We get Channel Divinity. There are 2 ways we can use it. First is Turn Undead. Each undead that you can see or hear within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails a saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. The turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can. And it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. And it also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action to try to escape from the effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. The second way is from the life domain, Preserve Life. As an action, you present your holy symbol and invoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose any creatures within 30 feet of you and divide those hit points among them. This feature can restore a creature to no more than half of its hit point maximum. You can't use this feature on an undead or construct, and you get 1 use of your Channel Divinity, and it restores on a short or long rest. For spells, we get another Cleric spell that we can prepare a day, and we get a 2nd level spell slot. Take Sanctuary. As a bonus action, you ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, the creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area of effects such as explosion from a fireball. For 5th level, we'll be going back to Druid. At 3rd level of Druid, we get another Druid spell we can prepare a day of 2nd level or lower and 2 3rd level spell slots. So let's take Wither and Bloom. You make a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Each creature of your choice that in that area must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. In addition, 1 creature of your choice in that area can spend 1 roll of its unspent hit dice and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Nice.
Yeah.
That 6th level is 4th level Druid, and we get an ability booster feat. And we'll take the +2 on Wisdom, making it 18. We need to boost it up as fast as possible.
Yeah.
We also get another cantrip, 2 more Druid spells we can prepare a day of 2nd level or lower, and 1 3rd level spell slot. For the cantrip, take Thunderclap in case you find yourself with multiple enemies around you. And for the prepared spell, let's take Flaming Sphere for a good crowd control and damaging spell. And Lesser Restoration for a great support spell that comes in handy a lot. And 7th level is 5th level Druid. We get another Druid spell we can prepare a day of 3rd level or lower, and 1 4th level spell slot. Call Lightning is a good choice, but if you find yourself indoors or in a dungeon during most of your campaign, Tidal Wave would be better. Just make sure your allies are out of the way when you cast it. Yeah. 8th level is 6th level Druid, and we get a feature from Circle of Stars, Cosmic Omen. I love this one. You learn to use your star map to divine the will of the cosmos. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can consult your star map for omens. When you do so, roll a die. Until you finish your next long rest, you gain access to a special reaction based on whether you rolled an even or an odd number on the die. If the roll is even, it's wheel. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and add the total to the roll. If the roll was odd, it's woe. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from the total. Since we don't have many uses for our reaction, this will help us and our party out a lot. And you can use this reaction a number of times a day equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And for spells, we get another Druid spell we can prepare a day of 3rd level or lower, and another 4th level spell slot. Take Dispel Magic since it can be used in many situations. And 9th level will be 7th level Druid. We get another Druid spell we can prepare a day of 4th level or lower, and one 5th level spell slot. Take Blight. The targets must make a con saving throw. The target takes 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. And it has no effect on undead or constructs.
At 10th level, we'll be taking 8th level of Druid, and we will take an ability boost to cap our wisdom off at 20. For spells, we get another Druid spell of 4th level or lower, and one 5th level spell slot. Let's take Divination, since it's always good to have, and it can be cast as a ritual. 11th level, we'll be jumping back to take 3rd level of Cleric. From the life domain, we get 2 domain spells, Spiritual Weapon and Lesser Restoration. Now we can replace Lesser Restoration we had been preparing from our Druid for something else of that level. We can prepare a Cleric spell of 2nd level or lower, and we get one 6th level spell slot. Take Hold Person. You choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another Wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target. At 12th level will be 4th level of Cleric. This time, let's take Defensive Duelist feat. As a reaction, you gain your proficiency bonus to armor class when wielding a finesse weapon. For spells, we get another cantrip known and a prepared spell of 2nd level or lower. For the cantrip, let's take Word of Radiance. You utter a divine word, and a burning radiance erupts from you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage. For the prepared spell, let's take Prayer of Healing for an out-of-combat healing spell. The casting time is 10 minutes, so remember that, and it restores 2d8 plus Wisdom modifier and hit points. 13th level is 5th level of Cleric. We get Destroy Undead. When an undead fails the saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed if it has a challenge rating of 1/2 or lower. From the life domain, we get 2 domain spells, Beacon of Hope and Revivify. We can prepare another Cleric spell of 3rd level or lower, and we get one 7th level spell slot. Let's take Mass Healing Word for a multiple target healing spell that can heal up to 6 creatures, 1d4 plus your Wisdom modifier. At 14th level, we'll take 6th level of Cleric. We get one more use of our Channel Divinity a day, and from the life domain, we get Blessed Healer. The healing spells you cast on others heal you as well. When you cast a spell of 1st level or higher that restores hit points to a creature other than you, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. As for spells, we get another Cleric spell we can prepare a day of 3rd level or lower. Let's take Spirit Guardians. You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you at a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you are of good or neutral alignment, their spectral form appears angelic or fey, and if you're evil, they appear to be fiendish. When you cast this spell, you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. As the affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and any creature that enters the area for the first time on the turn or starts its turn there, it must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage if you're good or neutral, or 3d8 necrotic damage if you are evil. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage.
Now, 15th level, 7th level Cleric. From the life domain, we get 2 domain spells, Guardian of Faith and Death Ward. We can prepare another Cleric spell of 4th level or lower, and we get one 8th level spell slot. Take Banishment. On a failed Charisma saving throw, the target is banished up to another plane of existence for concentration up to a minute. Great spell. At 16th level is 8th level Cleric. We get an ability booster feed here, and let's take +2 boost to Constitution to make it 16. From the life domain, we get Divine Strike. Once on each of our turns, when we hit a creature with a weapon attack, we can cause the attack to deal an extra 1d8 radiant damage to the target. And now there's an optional feature, Blessed Strike. It will replace Divine Strike if your campaign uses it. When a creature takes damage from one of your cantrips or weapon attacks, you can also deal 1d8 radiant damage to that creature. Once you deal this damage, you can't use this feature again until the start of your next turn. For spells, we get another cleric spell we can prepare a day, a 4th level or lower. So let's take divination. You can now replace divination that you've been preparing as a druid with something else. And at 17th level, we go back to druid to finish off this build. At 9th level druid, we get another druid spell we can prepare a day, a 5th level or lower, and 1 9th level spell slot. Let's take Cone of Cold. Each creature in a 60-foot cone must make a con saving throw. A creature takes 8d8 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. And 18th level is 10th level druid. From the Circle of Stars, we get Twinkling Constellations. The constellations of your starry form improve, the d8 of the Archer and the Chalice become 2d8, and while the dragon is active, you have a flying speed of 20 feet and can hover. Moreover, at the start of each of your turns while in your starry form, you can change which constellation glimmers on your body, and this is just amazing.
Yeah.
For spells, we get another cantrip known, another druid spell known, a 5th level or lower, and a 5th level spell slot. Take Mass Cure Wounds. Choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Each target regains hit points equal to 3d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah. At 19th level, we take 11th level of Druid. We get another Druid spell we can prepare a day of 6th level or lower, and another 6th level spell slot. Heal is a must. You choose 1 creature within 60 feet, causing it to regain 70 hit points. This spell also ends blindness, deafness, and any disease affecting the target. At 20th level is 12th level of Druid. We get an ability boost, and we're going to use it on our Constitution to make it 18. For spells, we get another Druid spell we can prepare of 6th level or lower and a 7th level spell slot. Let's take Sunbeam. For concentration up to 1 minute, a beam of brilliant light flashes out of your hand in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot line. Each creature in the line must make a Constitution saving throw, and on a failed save, the creature takes 68 radiant damage and is blinded until your next turn. On a successful one, it takes half as much damage and isn't blinded by the spell. Undead and oozes have disadvantage on the saving throw. You can create a new line of radiance with your action on any turn until the spell ends. For the duration, the mote of brilliant radiance shines in your hand. It sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light in another 30 feet. I really like this build. It can do just about anything. It's great spell damage and at healing. It can also get in melee combat with its scimitar if it wants to. It just doesn't have the best armor class, but has a fair amount of hit points, and when you start healing, you can heal yourself as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, this build is incredibly versatile and doesn't necessarily need any specific magic items, but there are some that would help a lot. As always, what magic items you actually get will depend on your DM. These are just ones that would really make this character shine. Now, we give 1 very rare or legendary, 2 rare, and 3 uncommon items to a level 20 character. At very rare, we want a scaled ornament from Fitzfin's Treasury of Dragons. It has a number of powers depending on rarity, but the very rare one gives advantage on charm and fear saves to you and your allies, a +1 to armor class, resistance to a damage type based on the dragon associated with it, and a reaction to gain immunity to that type once per long rest. This uses our first attunement. Using our second attunement, we'll take a Ring of Evasion. We have a decent dexterity and can get value out of this. For a weapon beyond just a normal scimitar, we'll take a Dragon Tooth Dagger. No attunement, and it's +1 to hit and damage, and deals an extra d6 acid damage on each hit. And at uncommon, we want Serpent Scale Mail. It is made of snake scales, so a druid can wear it. It counts as scale mail, but you can add your full dexterity modifier, and it does not give disadvantage on stealth checks. And using our last attunement, we will take an Amulet of Devout. It requires attunement by a cleric or paladin, and gives a +1 to spell attack and save DCs for all of our spells, not just the cleric ones. And since Dragonborn don't get Dark Vision, we should get Goggles of Night.
Yeah, try to get those first.
Exactly.
For Ramuna Nentra, we really hope you like this build as much as we do.
Yes.
And I'm really thinking about playing this one in our next campaign.
Oh.
For the next week's video, we'll be doing a build request by Donald Carter, and they want an aberrant mind sorcerer and a great old one warlock. So let's look forward to that. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. I can't say that. Personal belief, it's not the toasting with water that's bad luck. It is toasting with an actually technically it's only an empty glass if you don't have any glass also. That's my personal belief. Well, I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad they actually did something I suggested. Yeah, I thought it'd be very versatile. Yeah. Oh, healer, fighter, and with a bit healer, blaster, and a bit of tank too. Oh, there'll be a link in there. Stuff. I'll. I think I may actually go. We'll actually come back and look at some of the other choice ones. And stuff. I have a lot of other build ideas. For instance, I even got one for one of Matt Macer's original subclasses. A multiclass between a traditional Phantom Rogue and College of Tragedy Bard. This is more. I originally chose it more for role playing. As basically you like using your abilities as a Phantom Rogue to try to bring spirits up to tell them to tell them to tell their tragic tales to inspire your poetry or songs or whatever. Kind of like the ultimate goth bard, or maybe not ultimate, but also one of the features allows you to pick a specific target and while they're this thing is I forgot the mechanics, but but the until they actually get the effect ends or until you choose to let them off or they are hit by a crit. One thing happens is that any a natural 17 through 20 will result in a critical hit, which when you combine and with sneak attack damage, and perhaps if you also take the magic adept feat to gain the booming blade or green flame blade cantrips, what will result in very high damage. Well, that's it for today. I thank thee for joining me. This is Frina Rivenmentra, half-elven YouTuber, and I wish thee good fortune on the... Sorry. You gotta take a Tums. Good fortune on the quest of life.